When you go to a coffee place, what's your go-to?
French vanilla. That's
Nice.
very, very easy.
When my
And honest to God, I always get iced coffee.
Yeah, I've become a fan of iced coffee most recently.
I don't like hot coffee that much.
I never liked like I'm gonna say homebrewed coffee, but like when I was a little kid, it was the cool thing to go to. Like we had a gas station that no longer sold gas, so it was just like a little store that sold like ice cream and chips and soda and whatever, and they made pizzas out of it. And
Out of what?
out of the store, like they
Oh.
were also a little pizza shop.
I was like,
sorry.
I was like, they made pizzas out of chips
Like
and
pizzas
sodas
wasn't
and
their
coffee.
thing. It was the old gas station. But they had one of those like coffee machines that just had buttons that said hot chocolate, coffee, hazelnut, and French vanilla. And
Yeah.
like one of those.
Everybody
And it was
has
the
that.
coolest thing to go there before school started and grab yourself a quote unquote coffee.
A cappuccino.
Oh yeah, the cappuccino button. I always got half cappuccino and half hazelnut.
What did you think the hazelnut was?
Not cappuccino. Those are two different things.
What?
Those are two different things.
Isn't it a
A cappuccino is like foamed milk, coffee, and some amount of chocolate, I believe. Hazelnut is a different flavor.
No, there's just different flavors of cappuccinos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can have
So
a
I think
hazelnut cappuccino and a French vanilla
that's
cappuccino.
what-
But there is just a regular cappuccino.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, I think you had a hazelnut cappuccino and a French and just a whatever
And
the
French
other one
vanilla
is.
coffee, whatever it was.
French vanilla cappuccino. I know exactly the
much.
machines you're talking
Awesome,
about.
great.
It's a
This is-
cappuccino machine, bro.
You're yes butting me. Don't yes butt me. Yes and me.
I'm not yes butting you. I'm getting the source down. You were drinking cappuccino. It wasn't anything like some quote unquote coffee. You were drinking quote unquote.
It was quote unquote coffee. That's absolutely what it was.
I don't know. I feel like every gas station had that because I know exactly the machine you're talking about.
It was cool to me because like it was no longer a gas station, and this gas station had one pump in it. Like I don't expect this thing to have much of anything.
That's fair.
I'm trying to compare it to a store in Pittsburgh. I just can't because
think
it's so small.
I think I talked about it before, but there was an old church in my one grandparents that turned into a like candy store. So I get it. Like it's a rundown building that no longer serves the purpose it originally stood for. So you just kind of make do with what it is.
You know the get-go down on the waterfront? How it's just that little building?
Yeah.
Imagine like the counter and back. Imagine that wasn't there, and that was the size of that little shop.
Yeah. No, I
Little
get it.
store. Little store. That's
I
my
like
rap name, Little Store.
We had when I was growing up, we had a store named Sheehan's, I think it was.
No, it's Sheets. It's actually a
No.
much bigger thing than you think it is.
No, that just recently hit the little town of Old Beeville.
Yeah, it did.
It really did. But no, it was called Sheehan's. It was just a little convenience store, and like it was a little bit bigger than what you're describing because it would stretch. As soon as you walked in, it stretched about really narrowly straight down, but it was full of like chips and snacks and things like that. And then it had a turn where you could go back and get like dairy products. So like, I literally was able to like at 8 years old walk down the street and get milk for my family, and then come back.
No, we lived out in the sticks most of my life. We didn't move into like the actual town, even though the town is in the sticks. Like we lived in the sticks of the sticks.
Gotta drive 10 minutes to see somebody.
Yeah, you had to drive like 30 minutes to get to a mall. No, it was 45 minutes to get to a mall.
Oh wow, I think it only took me 20, 25.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if we've actually talked about the school, but like my high school had less than 200 kids in it. So our town we had more churches than anything.
Like in the entire school?
Yeah, like the entire high school was no more than 200.
In like all grades?
Yeah. Like
What?
our high school was 7 through 12. There's
And
less than 200 kids in it.
What?
Yeah, dude, it was small.
What?
When I say I graduated with a class of like 30,
Wow.
that's what it was.
Man, that would significantly take away from being top 14.
You know,
Holy crap. Wow. Bro, wow.
it's different. Like everybody talks about like that. Oh yeah,
I had 144 in my class. Wow.
Everyone's like, oh yeah, I knew everybody who was everybody in school. And it's like, yeah, everybody knew everybody because you saw literally every single person every day.
I was gonna say, to be fair, they like closed all the elementary schools and things like that, so all the schools combined. But even
Hmm.
in high school, that high school was the same the whole time. And wow, like I said, 144 in my class alone.
What's the craziest thing you can remember doing in high school? Like in a physical high school? And no, I'm not leading my own story that I just thought of that I want to tell.
What is? I don't know, man. There's a lot of crazy band stories, and
It also has to be, at least PG-13 for the podcast for the sensitive listeners.
yeah, our podcast has always been PG-13. But I shouldn't probably talk about anything that's not PG-13 when I was a
let's say-
underage kid in high school.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe not incriminating is the best
Okay, you know what? I
descriptor.
got something. So
Oh boy!
we were in band, and
Always a great setup.
it's always band. At one time at band camp, and honestly, this was at band camp, so American Pie listeners, it doesn't have anything to do with sex.
Nobody was getting laid back then.
And I didn't have a pie at the time. I would have tried it. So the drummers, which I was a dude. You knew I was a drummer. Fuck off.
No, I've had many parties at the Drumline House.
So I was a part of the drum line, and the drummers and the majorettes always had this kind of like love-hate relationship. And the love part is, if a relationship formed, it was always usually between a majorette and the drummer in the band. But the majorettes hated us because we always used to mess around and make people march out of time and make them do everything super fast, and they would drop their batons, and they hated us because we would do it during band camp and get yelled at, but we loved it every time. Anyway, they had like we had a section leader, they had a section leader as well. And one time our section leader got into a bit of an argument with their section leader, and she got all huffy and ratted on him for something. I think he was rubbing, like a lot of the drum line rubbed. Sorry, Mom. But we used to.
Damn kids.
She snitched on him, and she came out and like gave us a talking to, but knew as well because he rubbed. And whenever we had class with him, he would just don't beep out his name. I don't know if I should say that because he was a teacher, so don't say his name. That just kind of came out. So beep that. But our band director used to do it.
I'm gonna beep that out too.
Anyway, so he was super mad. So we went on break for band camp, which would last all day, literally from 7 a.m. to about 5 p.m. at night. And I would ride my bike there. But we got into my section leader's car. We went and we bought a big thing of saran wrap. And while the majorettes all went out to get lunch somewhere, I think it was Dairy Queen or something, we saran wrapped the lead majorette's car completely tied shut. And just waited.
Classic prank.
We had a place out in the woods where we had a swing on a vine, because of course we did. And we just sat there and waited. And as soon as she came back, we heard her try to get in her car, and she just screamed. And they had to like look for us because we were like semi-hiding, but we were laughing so hard that they knew we were in the woods.
Yeah, it wasn't too hard to find you.
No, and it was super funny, and it was one of the funny. She ended up finding it funny way later down the road because it ended up not doing any damage, luckily. But it was so funny. I was literally crying, laughing as they're yelling at us. Like the people, the quote unquote chaperones, one of them is honestly angry, and two of them are like trying to stand there firm, but just like biting their lip, and like a tear is running down, trying to hold back the laughter. The quote, the band director is trying to be a stern force while also being like, oh my God, they actually fucking did this.
I never saran wrapped a car. I did saran wrap, and then wrapping Christmas, like wrapping presents, wrapping paper is the word I'm looking for. I did do that because me and my roommate in college were in a prank war for a while. I did Post-it note a guy's car once for his birthday. It was very funny watching him peel them all off his windshield and then driving down the road, and the rest of them just don't litter.
Don't litter.
Most of them did stay on, which was very surprising. Good on you, Post-it. You make some solid notes. I don't know why they can't like stay on my computer monitor, but I guess you can
Keyword.
stick on a car.
Some solid notes. Some stuck on. Some solid notes.
But my craziest high school story has to be I guess we're gonna avoid names now. A certain teacher of ours who taught basically the home ec courses was pregnant one year, and the day that she left on because she was having her baby, it happened very late at the night, so they didn't call in a substitute and they didn't realize it, and we happened to have her like first period. So we come into school, we go to homeroom, and we go to our first period class, and the lights are off, and nobody's there. And we're like, oh, guys, we can do whatever we want. So most of us just decided to dick around and play on our phones because we were cool in headphones at that point.
We were cool at the 10 of us in the class,
me-
1/3 of the class.
Me and two of my other friends went to the music room, which was right next door to the home ec room, and we were just diddling around in there. We had our guitars. We had our guitars in a closet, and we were playing guitars in the music room, having a good
Salty
time.
Entertainment Fun Time does not emphasize on diddling in high school.
And then out of just from across the hallway, I hear, "Ow!" and a bunch of people laughing. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And I walk into the home ec room. Lo and behold, they had there was like a big island where we prepared the food and whatnot.
I know
and
exactly
stuff.
what you're talking about.
It was a big old island. It had to be at least 10 feet long. And they had sudsed it with dish soap and water and had made a long slip and slide.
Oh,
And-
no. Oh, no. And the loud thud was a child who died.
I'm not going to say the guy's name. We'll call him T. And he came out and he had a big, like, bubble beard on. He's like, I don't feel good. I guess I don't think he broke any bones, but it was the best thing watching a bunch of kids slip and slide, and then the principal coming in and very non-calmly
Did you not
discovering.
partake in it?
No, I didn't.
That doesn't count as a crazy story if you didn't partake in it.
All right. What about the time that me and my buddy were walking up the hallway, and he saw that I was following him, and I was gonna try to scare him, so he went around the corner, but knew that I was stalking him. He got right outside the room that I was going to jump out and hide behind. So he jumped up, he grabbed his ass, and he started shaking it while going. What he didn't know was that I was not right behind him, and instead it was another chick who he had a very big crush on. So he turns around and he goes, "Oh my God, hi," and then walks away. Is that a crazy story? Is that a great story for you? Is that the wildest thing ever?
Did you ever do senior skip day?
Yeah, but I can't remember what we did.
Well, that's a
Truth
good
be
story.
told. I mean, I feel. What did we do?
We went to Quaker Steak and Lube back when it was at outside Century 3 Mall.
I'm sorry.
No,
I'm
you're
blank.
good.
I'm trying
just
to
go quiet
remember
on the
what
podcast. Super fun.
No, I was trying to remember what I did for senior skip day, and I just can't remember. I remember
my buddy got pulled over because he was trying to show off in his car and he was doing 100 on the toll road, and all I saw, he came zipping up beside my car because I was driving alone in my old fucking blue, like navy ass blue 96 Pontiac, and he drives up beside me, honks his horn, and he's laughing, and he just takes off, and then all I see come right behind me is just
you see the lights?
He crests over the hill, and I know he can't see it coming, and I see it coming. I'm like, oh, no. Next thing I know, I'm rounding a corner. He's just pulled over on the side of the road, and I'm just, hey, buddy.
Hey,
Have
buddy.
a good one.
I didn't have a senior skip day because I didn't have a senior year. That's why.
What, did COVID hit yours?
No, I skipped a year. You know this about me.
You skipped junior into nothing?
Yeah.
Oh.
My junior year, so I could take high school credits a little bit earlier than high school because I was one of those gifted kids, quote unquote.
I was only allowed to do that for science.
So near the middle of my junior year, I talked to my guidance counselor. She's like, "Okay, you need these credits to graduate," and I was like, "So you're saying if you just let me take one extra class like this year, I'll just be done with school and I don't have to take senior year?" And she's like, "Hey, yeah, I guess that does mean that." I'm like, "Sweet. Can I do that?" And she's like, "Yeah, I mean, I guess you can." And I was like, "Perfect." And then I got the fuck out. So I never had a senior year. I did find that out before the actual seniors went on senior trips, so I did do that with them. We went to Boston, I believe.
Boston.
Boston. No, maybe we went to Busch Gardens. We went to Boston on the choir trip that year. It was weird because we had our choir trip to Boston, and then we went on, like, the day we came back was the day that we left for senior trip. So it was a week, man. Whew. Whew.
Again,
It's
don't
fun,
talk
though.
about any diddles.
No, I mean, nah.
Okay. Okay, whatever you say, homie. Nothing
never
ever
really-
ended in diddles.
I never got wild on choir trips. I mean, the wildest thing that
Oh,
happened.
come on, man. The music trips were the best
The
ones.
wildest thing that happened on a high school choir trip was I got to go on stage with Colin Mochrie.
Well, that's really cool.
Yeah,
That's really
haven't
freaking cool.
Haven't I told you that story?
No.
Oh, I got pictures.
Dude,
Yeah, I got pictures.
I'm
Fine.
I'm a goddamn Whose Line Is It Anyway fan. You're like, oh, I met Colin Mochrie.
I swear to God, I thought I've told you this
No!
story before. We went to Hershey Park for one of our trips.
You and Colin Mochrie?
No. Oh, it was one of our choir trips in high school, as the thing states. So me and my buddy, we all went to Hershey Park, and I'll try to find that photo after this. And they have like a little performing amphitheater there. It's like a little theater that's only seats like, I don't know, probably 100, 200 people.
Mm-hmm.
It's this nice outdoor place. And we looked at the board, and my buddy Brody came up, and he was like, dude, look at this. And he had like the little schedule there, and he's like, guess what day it is? And I was like, I think it's blank, blank, blank. I don't remember what the fucking date was. And he points at the schedule, and it said Colin Mochrie and Brad Sherwood. And we're like, we love these guys. So we went and we saw the show, and we happened to snag front row seats because we got there super early. And during one of the things, you know the sound effects game?
Pause. Do you like Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Yes, I love Whose Line.
Oh my God.
I love Whose Line.
Why did I think you didn't?
I don't know, because you're wrong.
Yeah.
But it was the sound effects game, I believe, and they were like, we need two audience volunteers, and all 5 of my friends like put both of my hands up and started waving them around. He was like, perfect, you come up here. I was like, so I got to make sound effects for Colin Mochrie, and now I'm gonna find that picture and put it here.
God, that honestly makes me sad, but yet so happy to see you dressed up like that.
Wow. A, wow, and B,
No,
wow.
It's so nice to know that if we went to high school together, you would have definitely been with my crew anyway.
There we go. There's a nice zoomed in picture of me.
Hand in the pocket too, because you're nervous.
That's it, man. I still do that shit.
I know.
What do I do with my hands?
Oh, I'm very aware.
He's very aware because he does it too, by the way.
Oh,
That's-
yes.
That's why. He's not saying he knows
I
that
touch
I'm
my
a little
nipples.
baby.
I rub my chesties. Oh yeah, give him a good greep. They can't see it.
You got to you got to check yourself, man, at least once a month.
And then
Testes too.
Force it back down. I always check mine every time I get a shower.
It's November has just ended actually yesterday, but I think November is not Men's Health Month, but like Testicular Cancer Awareness Month.
I believe so.
Something like that.
I remember Ryan Reynolds making a big deal about it one November.
All you homies out there with a sack between your thighs, give yourself a looky-loo next time you're in the shower.
Give him a old check. Nice gentle squeeze. Give him like a delicate egg.
If you don't know how or what to look for, that's okay. Do a little Googling because I'm not a doctor and I'm not going to put that out there.
I shit you not. When I bought the DVD copy of Deadpool, it came with a little like thing you put in the slots of DVDs.
Yeah.
Came with a little thing that had Deadpool showing you how to check yourself for testicular cancer.
If I have access to that graphic, put it up here. 100%.
I will check my DVD box case.
Last but not least, maybe not last but not least. Last about the all the high school memories we've talked about. What is the cringiest lyric you've ever posted on your Facebook page when you were younger?
No, there's so younger.
Yeah.
I've done it probably just recently.
You have. I've seen them. But
yeah.
but I mean like specifically high school, middle school age.
I have probably posted something in the regards of heartbreaking emo-y from like Hawthorne Heights or something along those lines.
You ever post that Ohio's for Lovers?
No, probably not. You know what my cringiest one probably is? Black Dahlia by Hollywood Undead. That's probably the cringiest one.
Oh, that's fair.
It was
That's
probably
fair.
it was probably the Scars line too. I can't remember exactly what it is, but the one about the pattern of my cuts or whatever he says. Oh, it's so emo and cringy.
It's been so long, but honestly, anything from that is well done. Mine is what led me to my tasty jam this week. It was
fucking tasty jams.
it's a song by Census Fail called "Still Searching," and I believe the line is. Fuck, what's the line? Hold on. We're gonna cut.
I watched Accidents.
I stare at accidents in a sick attempt to feel at home. I don't know, that line crossed my mind. I was like, ooh, cringy.
I mean, Census Fail is...
But it's a slapper song. No, fuck you. I love Census Fail.
You're allowed.
Yeah, I know.
I
Specifically that album.
am happy for you.
Great, cool. So that is my tasty jam this week from the always wonderful emo band Census Fail that shaped a lot of my early musical tendencies. What about yourself? What untapped potential have you decided to be your song that really cultivates what you want to put out into the world this week?
Yeah, so he's making fun of me because last week and a couple weeks in a row, I've made sure that I haven't gone back to him, but definitely going back to Daddy Fat Snaps. This new Daddy Fat Snaps released Level Up about Goku, and he went hard. I may not like the artist that much
Featured on it? No, the featured artist wasn't good.
I don't like his verse. I like the chorus though. I like the chorus grew on me. It has a nice hook, but Daddy goes in on the verses, and I don't even like Goku as an anime character. I think Vegeta should be the hero. It's very obvious Vegeta should be the hero. We can have a discussion about that later. But no, the line about Beerus specifically, I had Beerus sweating in our battle. Does that make him a wop? Because Beerus is a cat, and it's so funny. I love it. I love it. He goes hard on it. I liked it. Go check it out. Daddy Fat Snaps always dropping some solid hits.
Dropping some fat raps.
No, how did I say it? What if I laugh like this? What was that?
Yeah, it was the sound of a Mack truck bapping up. Whapping up a Mack truck. That's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for tuning in to the podcast. Make sure to check out some of the stream VODs from this week because I'm going to be doing some Sekiro runs, and I'm super excited about it because I just beat all 4 endings of that game, and I'm proud of myself. And I'm going to be grabbing an all 40 prayer beads run. So let's go, baby.
Yep.
Lots of bosses.
And it's going to be actually progress this time, and hopefully I don't end up reading fan fiction.
We love you very much. Be sure to tune in on twitch.tv/Salty Entertainment Fun Time every single Tuesday at 7 p.m. We love you. What did I do?
Nothing. I keep staring at the camera, even though I know we're not doing the stream, but you're doing a little ending bit, so I'm used to, like, on stream being like, check the comments down below. Do this stuff down below. But you know what you should do down below? Write comments. What was your cringiest lyric from high school?
Oh, yeah, I want to see those.
That would be fun. What is your cringiest lyric from high school?
Maybe when this goes up Friday, we're going to throw up a post on Instagram as well, and we're going to ask people. We're going to compile them. We're going to read them off next week, and I'm going to remember to do that. We love you. See you next week. Bye.
You can go back to taking the kisses out.
But I'm not going to.
Yeah!